What's a thing you strongly dislike about Reddit? Everyone here with opinions about what's wrong with the concept of Reddit, so I'll chime in with what's wrong with actual Reddit. The search function is useless. I'm a lawyer. I see a lot of very authoritative, highly upvoted posts here that are very incorrect. I also see a lot of misinformation being parroted in the comments. In the past, I've tried to correct it, but people will argue with me and tell me I'm the idiot. How they keep changing the ads to look more and more like real posts. When I come late to a post and I see deleted everywhere. Just fucking delete it completely then and stop making me curious about what top comments said. The increasing number of clickbait titles. That fucking glitch with the inbox where it doesn't show the correct number of unread comments. Everyone seems to bear an equally weighted opinion. If you're qualified to write in something but the armchair internet experts think you're wrong and or they don't like it, then you may as well not have added to the discussion at all. I hate that so many Redditors are obsessed with Reddit itself and its mechanics, as in a lot of comedy pages and memes are just about upvotes, cake day, not having the karma to post in places. I don't find it clever or meta, it's just boring. Picture of sad baby Yoda. Me when I has no karma but wants cake day dudes. Then throw in 1,000 people shamelessly reposting that meme across a bunch of different subs. It seems like everything gets watered down by people addicted to karma. Asterisk. On mobile app, unable to sort notifications by read/unread. If all the notifications have been read, it will still show that there are unread notifications. When a post that could elicit some interesting responses has nothing but puns, dick jokes, pop culture references or references to pop culture references in past threads as the top comments. The Reddit hive mind has accepted certain facts and situations to be 100% and unquestionably true. Many of these facts are exaggerations, based on questionable sources or just downright wrong. The fact that it's a massive echo chamber. Sob story headlines and just downright lazy pics on are slash pics that get upvoted like crazy. Post that shit on Facebook. I can't stand two things. First is the fake humility, here's a thing I made or did, followed by it's not much but, drives me nuts, and came here to say that people on here are very uncreative with their jokes and very repetitive. Try and say something funny instead of repeating did you break your arms or I also choose this guy's wife. That when you block someone they can still reply and see your activity. It makes no sense. IMO needs to be more like other social platforms where if you're blocked you can't see them at all. That you can't have an opinion that's contrary to the majority. Not even on r/unpopular opinion. Obvious one. People who repost and claim to be original. Sometimes I write a thoughtful comment with a different perspective, and it starts an interesting conversation. Most of the time, comment is either ignored, downvoted with no explanation, or I get called every insult you can think of for not being in sync with the Reddit hive mind. The echo chamber mentality and the mods who go on power trips. Also the Reddit admins' unwillingness to equally enforce their own rules. The fucking repetitive comments. Always the same fucking comments. Also edited comments thanking someone for gold. Fuck you. There is so much I hate about the threads on Reddit. So much I hate about internet culture in general. The fact that one person's ignorance carries equal weight to another's expertise. Those losers who spend their whole lives on Reddit and have millions of karma. How disorganized the comment chains still are. Where you can barely tell when a new comment starts. Reddit, for fuck's sakes, just make the borderlines bold so we can tell. Otherwise, it looks like one really long list of comments. Sock puppet accounts. I've talked about this before, but spammers really annoy me. For those of you unfamiliar with these accounts, they are usually brand new or occasionally older accounts that are bought with little activity that repost comments and posts word for word to gain karma so that they can sell the accounts to spammers or use them themselves to spam. Here is a more detailed guide about them. We find and ban dozens of these accounts every day here on askreddit, and I know the mods of other subs have just as hard of a time dealing with these as we do. There is a sub called /r/these fucking accounts dedicated to spotting these sock puppets accounts and calling them out. Then there are the t-shirt spammers that are just as bad. They will post on a sub like a regular user being like, look at this cool shirt I got. And then in the comments another one of their accounts will act like they are unrelated and say something like, if anyone wants to buy it, I found it here. This isn't always limited to t-shirts. There was a guy that did this with a potato and bragged about how money he made because of Reddit. We get these accounts on here a lot too, typically with threads about gifts, and it's usually this candle company, this face blanket company, and many other novelty gifts, all of them probably owned by the same person. It really annoys me how these accounts use methods like this to trick people. How hateful it can be to things. Instagram is only bad because they repost memes, and that's like 2% of the app. Emojis have a place, and I might get downvoted to hell for that. The new design of the comments section for Android users. No, I don't want to see everyone's picture by their username. And no, I don't like having the voting buttons on the left side of the screen now. How everyone thinks they're an expert and far more intelligent than the average Reddit user. I really don't like how there are a lot of one-uppers here. For example, in a thread about useless facts, I said Tolkien died in 1973, 1 ring to rule them, 9 for mortal men doomed to die. Someone commented, yeah, but that's not the order that Tolkien wrote in. It's like people always have to point out some irrelevant nonsense, and I don't know if they do it because they want to genuinely educate people or they want to point out something to make themselves feel smart. I feel like it's the latter. The amount of people that are just nasty and love to troll. I know I'll sound like a boomer, but I remember a time when Redditors weren't always that hostile to each other. Not a Redditor, but people being mean for sport. We have the opportunity to reach out to strangers, and we, as a community, use it to eat up goodness and shit out misplaced anger. Penis, happy face, 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 0.6030 nan. Hardly anybody can tell when you've used sarcasm. Yet everybody gets annoyed if you use /s. When someone is telling a story and then they refer to someone that they want to keep anonymous and so use the following phrase, let's call him James. Why? Why not just say James? Or James? It really gets on my nerves when I can exactly predict the always unfunny joke responses. He said worst, not best. Blah blah blah, they never made a Last Airbender movie. Always the same, never funny. Well, I feel kinda sad when in this subreddit the good questions I want to participate in have already like 3.0k comments and I never get to join or share things. At around 3,000 upvotes, randos almost always start trying to correct your comment or start a semantic argument by sharpshooting one out-of-context syllable in your comment. I don't know what it is, but it happens every time. Chain comments that continually circle jerk a certain reference until it actually makes me consider necrope. The well-actually people that just have to try and prove you wrong no matter what, even when what you've said is a universally accepted proven truth. These people will come up with a 1 in a trillion situation where what you've said might not be the case, then act as if they've just completely destroyed your whole argument. They're just needy people seeking validation by trying to prove how smart and superior they are to everyone. Force jokes and puns to farm karma. Repost 1251342 for karma. Internet white knights. Subreddit bubbles without discussions and controversy. Accidentally posing users just for attention. Redditor 1, r/beatmetoid. Redditor 2, r/beatmetoite. Overused and annoying. I'll be hated for saying this, but I dislike that using emojis is frowned upon. The fact that coins can't be bought with karma. Asterisk fantastic. High-quality content gets deleted regularly from all over the website because the OP forgot to tag their post humor, or they put 2 spubbies in their post instead of 1, that sort of thing. Asterisk posts that are just wrong, but get thousands of upvotes and get promoted to the front page. Especially when they get reposted multiple times, getting thousands of upvotes every time, while still being completely wrong and misleading. Burn on the stake mentality if someone misunderstood something and has an opinion. Even after apologizing and learning something new, people go for the first misunderstood comment, never read further of what happened or / and just downvoting. Same also with things that are maybe trendy and well-known in USA, but never heard of in rest of the world. Do sometimes responses then can get really burned down and stamped as stupid and such. People who care about karma. Bots. Any and all bot. And that includes humans that act like bots. Everything is a stupid meme and people eat it up. Thank you, kind stranger. The way Redditors make fun of other social mediums like Facebook and Instagram. Some of you are really mean. The new profile pic feature in the comments section. 1. How /r/movies seems to focus on the same dozen or so movies that all came out in the last 20 years. Blade Runner 2049 is an underrated GEM. 2. How a lot of subs have a weird fetish for Elon Musk. 3. How people seem to mix opinion and facts. There's a lot of hate in /r/television for a new streaming series that's based on a long-standing franchise. Users on the sub seem to be convinced that no one could possibly like it because they don't. Never mind the fact that there are plenty of users on other subs who do, and the series itself has been critically successful, and user ratings on other sites like RT and IMDb are pretty good. It's fine to not like something, but that's subjective.